Before we get in the video, please like, make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, go ahead and leave a comment below, and click on the how you can help, which brings up the Family Friendly Game website and gives you lots of ideas how you can help us. Thank you. We're talking original Game Boy, the black and white ones. This is even before Game Boy Advance games. So
Game Boy Color.
Even before Game Boy Color. This is the first Game Boy, the original Game Boy. Okay, so just make sure you understand that in this top 10 that this is those games, the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle type of games. Okay. Which is not on my list. Now that I think of it, I probably should have put it on there, but too late now. My number 10 is Pokemon Yellow. So there was a Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, and then they put it together and said, we'll give you one game that has yellow and it's got all of it, and it's a special Pikachu edition. So I thought that was kind of cool. And as you know, that started a small little craze called Pokemon. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, that's my number 9. Really remember this one fondly. It was a good little Zelda game on the Game Boy. They are remaking it on the Switch. That's correct, Peter. Yeah, they're remaking it on the Switch, or like redoing it, and so that'll be kind of cool. That'll be interesting to see. My number 8 is Final Fantasy Legend 3, the third one. I think that might have also been maybe the last Final Fantasy Legend game on the Game Boy. But there's some Final Fantasy games that are kind of cool, a little different. I got into them back in the day at the time, I'm checking chat real quick. And I guess I should say, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and if you're not currently a subscriber, then please, or follower, please follow us, hit the little heart button on Twitch, and you can follow, you can find when we have new videos, or not starting new videos, more streaming, and you can actually interact. So like right now, I'm checking chat, so you can sit there and like interact with us directly while we're doing the videos, which is kind of cool and neat, and we're certainly really happy to be able to do this with all y'all. So my number 7 is Wario Land 3. Wario made his, if I remember correctly, his first appearance on the original Game Boy in one of the Super Mario Land games, and
Was it any one of those?
I think it was.
I know Waluigi came from one of the tennis games. I'm not sure.
Super Mario Land 2, I think, had
that come
Wario.
From Mario Tennis?
I believe so.
I don't know.
But I'm not positive.
I just know that the original Mario Tennis is where Waluigi came out.
Yeah, and you know what? And if I'm wrong in some of this, go ahead and leave a chat. Put it in the chat, and you can even do it when it's VOD. It's better to do it while we're streaming, and we can interact with you directly. But
if
hey,
you do it during a VOD, we can't really see it.
Yeah, we'll get a notification. It'll be like, oh, someone left a comment on one of your videos. I do get a notification. So my number 6, and this is like a personal favorite of mine. I've always liked this series personally better than Final Fantasy, and that is the Dragon Warrior series. This is Dragon Warrior 1 and 2. So they put 1 and 2 together on the same cartridge and said, here you go, both games, enjoy, hope you love it.
I think the reason you probably like those better is there's less fatigue, because they're only on 11, and Final Fantasy's had how many games?
Yeah, it could be fatigue. The other thing is, I always like
15 is the last one, but they have, what, 3 12s or something like that?
I always like the artwork better in Dragon Warrior and, Dragon Quest. Not only just the artwork, but also the storylines were different. It wasn't... Final Fantasy every time is pretty much... It's an evil government. You must fight off this evil government. And you're like, okay, I'm fighting off the evil government again. It just seems to be, I'm more fatigued of the same lame storylines. Whereas...
wasn't the art drawn by Akira Toriyama?
Yeah, it was, yeah. And yeah. So the well-known artist, what do you say, Akira Toriyama?
Toriyama. I think it was him.
Yeah, he did Dragon Warrior.
Because it looks so similar to Dragon Ball.
Yeah, he's the same guy who did that. So that's another reason why I liked it, was I like the artwork. My number 5 is Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. Okay, Yolanda and I had so many hours put into this game. We played it on the Game Boy. We played it on Nintendo 64. I mean, we played this game, a lot. We spent a lot of time playing each other in this game, and really loved the whole puzzle league concept. And of course, putting Pokemon in there was different.
Didn't they have like Trotsy or something like that? Whatever Pokemon Trotsy is, like what that became. Like that other Pokemon puzzle game where it's like balls, you know what I'm talking
I don't know.
about? Toy Z, something like that. It had a Z in it. It was really weird.
Sum?
Huh?
Sum? TSUM? Maybe not. Okay, well.
It had a Z in it.
A Z in it. I'm not sure. If you know, you can leave a chat below. Hey, we're just chatting here, right? I mean, we're interacting with you, our viewers. So without you, we wouldn't be here. And we're almost to Twitch affiliate. We are very, very close. We just need your assistance
I think we have one down here.
with getting to, you know what, Tozai? Tozai?
Maybe.
He's actually going to look for that right now.
Trotsy.
What's that?
Trotsy.
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 Trozei. Pokemon Trozei. I think let me check this.
This is what like the Pokemon puzzle games became. It's not anywhere near the same,
Yeah.
but it's what it became.
Yeah. So here's what he's talking about. He's talking about Pokemon Trozei, which is not a Game Boy game, but that's okay.
That was all I knew. That was.
Yeah, Puzzle League. You had the whole thing, if I remember right, full, and you had to sit there and swap them and match 3 or 4 more, and then they would drop down and more would drop, if I remember correctly. Anyway, and Team Rocket was always blasting off. So my number 4, and I really love this game better on the original NES, the 8-bit NES, but they did bring it to the Game Boy as well. It's the Adventures of Lolo. I mean, I don't know why no one has tried to do a new Adventures of Lolo kind of game. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, for me, this was absolutely awesome. This kind of action puzzle. You had a floor. You would sit there and have to collect so many of the items and get to the door, but you had to watch out for the enemies. And so you could shoot some of the enemies and turn them into eggs. They would stay eggs for only so long, and then you could push them. So like, let's say there's a river blocking the way. You shoot an enemy into an egg, push them into the river, they now become a little bridge for you to walk across there, right? And so stuff like that. But there are certain enemies that, they would shoot you if you walked in front of them, you just couldn't make it in front of them, and ever, you couldn't be fast enough. So you had to figure out how to get behind them, how to push them out of the way, kinds of things, or push something to block them. Nowadays it's like, well, that seems kind of simplistic, but it was a lot of fun. And when you had like 100 levels in most of the Adventure Lolo games, I mean, you got your money's worth, and there were some tough levels, trust me.
Where is that search bar? There it is.
So now I'm going to move on to my
Hold
number...
on. I think you missed the important thing about that game, didn't you?
What are you doing? FamilyFriendlyGaming.com.
Do you remember what it scored?
Which one?
Lolo.
Oh, well, not the Game Boy, but the NES were... I know they're... I think their Hall of Fame seal of approval, maybe one of them got 100. And it was really high. Upper 90s to maybe 100.
2 got a 95. 3 got a 96. And 195.
Okay, so
They
yeah,
were high up there.
they're 95, 96 for the 8-bit NES versions of them. But I don't think we ever reviewed the original Game Boy one. I'm not even sure I even have it. I'd have to look around, but I know when I was doing my research on this for my top 10 list, I was like, oh, this one's got to be on my list because I just love Lolo so much, Like I said, Adventures Lolo Hall of Famer, the FFG Family Friendly Gaming Hall of Famer. So now my number 3 is Dr. Mario on the Game Boy, and you don't need to say much else. I mean, if you know about Dr. Mario, you know what I'm talking about. He's the pill dropping, multiple colors. Of course,
Green Mario's better.
He likes Green Mario better. With the Game Boy, the colors were, there were 2 colors. So, but still, Dr. Mario, pretty cool. good little puzzle game. And you probably noticed there's a theme here. I have quite a few puzzle games on here now that I'm looking, and especially as we get higher up the list, we're going to do more puzzle games. My number 2 is Super Mario Land 2. I like Super Mario Land 2 better than 3. That's just a personal preference of mine. It's just kind of my little personal preference, you know. And you know, you can have a different opinion. That's fine. You might like one of the other ones. You could sit there and say, oh well, you know, just put the Super Mario Land series on here, kind of like we could have just said the Wario Land series on this list. And now we're down to my number 1, and that is big shock, big surprise, Tetris. If you know what I'm talking about, I mean, Tetris has been all over the place. It's just huge on the Game Boy, and
Also, the first puzzle game to get a battle royale that I'm aware of.
as Peter said, the first puzzle game he's aware of to get Battle Royale. I don't know what else you can say about Tetris that hasn't been said. I mean, it's the block matching, the getting the Tetris, building things, building it up, making rows go away. I mean, it gets faster and faster and faster and faster. And I remember playing Tetris for the first time on the NES and then later on the Game Boy, and just absolutely thinking it was one of the coolest things ever. I preferred the Tengen version personally, but you'll have to do some research on that and understand legal issues and what's going on there. So that is my top 10 games.